This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. And, well, can I get a tip of the glass? Ken Holland has made another trade as Edmonton Oilers general manager. This time, way more insignificant than that Milan Lucic, James Neal deal, alright? You know what? If you were expecting him to follow it up with fireworks in the next deal, maybe a little bit too much to ask. And, well, quote unquote, it is too much to ask. But that doesn't mean trade number 3 can't be fireworks once again like trade number 1. So, trade number 2, what ended up happening? Well, simple as this. John Marino, a draft pick that we drafted out of U.S. college. He hasn't signed with us yet. His free agency is coming up. You give the simple factors of the Oilers' blue line prospect pipeline at this point. That was a lot of P's. Holy crap. Anyways, you understand where I'm going. You've got, do I need a list? My internet's not working right now, so bear with me. Bear with me as I get this going. We've got Bear, Bouchard, Person. Okay, that's 3. Jones, Samorukov. You've got Vincent Desharnais, who just signed with the Bakersfield Condors. You have Logan Day. You have, of course, William Lagesson. You have everybody. Joel Persson. You've got, what's that? Philip Berglund over in Sweden. You guys, there are a lot of Oilers prospects signed or unsigned by the Edmonton Oilers at this point. You've got Philip Broberg. Don't forget about him. Anyway, you understand that. So, where in the heck would John Marino fit? That's the question. And, well, Ken Holland saw it clear as day, I guess, as a lot of, well, the Oilers media has reported. Ken Holland knew he wasn't going to get him signed because there just wasn't any room to sign him. So, what Ken Holland does is clear him out of the Oilers system for a 6th round pick in 2021. Now, it's a conditional pick, that being the fact that Marino must be signed to an ELC, entry-level contract, before the 2021 NHL entry draft. Well, duh, because you can't give the pick after the draft's already happened. This isn't the NBA kind of style draft in here, but that's the fun part. So we know there's a finite deadline on this, or if he's traded unsigned before the draft in 2021. That's as simple as it is. Those are your 2 conditions for the 6th round pick. I believe if he goes to Pittsburgh, doesn't sign with them, just fades away into the background of hockey lore, nobody gets anything per se. So that's the deal as it stands. Ken Holland, from his perspective, what do you gain from this? Well, you gain the chance to have a pick, so you gain something for pretty much nothing, right? That's essentially the Edmonton Oilers' mandate right now, is you've got to get everything you can for whatever little you have. And in John Marino, you have very, very little, did the Edmonton Oilers. However, they flip him for a pick. Now, this is exactly what the Oilers have to do. And this is where the rest of the video comes in. If you guys thought for 10 minutes I was going to talk about Marino to Pittsburgh for 10 minutes, sorry, can't do it. No, we're talking more so on the focus that Ken Holland is going to have to turn scraps into extra picks. And essentially the fact here is, as Ken Holland turns these scraps into extra picks, that allows you to turn your scraps into more well-rounded packages, right? If you can flip John Marino for a 6th, now you have a 6th to ship with, say, Brandon Manning for a 7th, right? Right there, you have that free. You can conditional pick that over to somebody else, and you now have that pick to move with Brandon Manning, value added, for free, might I add, on something you had no value in Josh Marino, or John Marino, pardon me when I'm saying Josh. But now you can move him, and gone away he is, right? Bang. See? That's as simple. And now that's exactly where the Oilers have to go. If you're willing to deal, if you're willing to take hits on the dollar for stupid deals that Peter Chiarelli made, you might as well do it the wise route. And what I'm maybe suggesting here, and what I'm getting at more so, is this is a beginning of the rest of the summer. This is what happens. Insignificant move, Make something more significant and the ball rolls forward. All towards most likely a Jesse Puljujarvi deal. That's still a very likely situation. Now don't get me wrong, it could totally not happen, and that's what a lot of you guys are wanting to see happen at this point, or you can already see it happening in Jesse Puljujarvi suiting up for training camp. But you got to get the ball rolling somehow. And if this is how Ken Holland's going to do it, this is maybe the best way to do it. That possibly the absolute best way to do it is to get the ball rolling slowly but surely. And so now you turn John Marino, unsigned college prospect who goes UFA in I believe 2021, don't quote me on that, for a 6th-round pick, a conditional 6th-round pick. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, now you have a conditional 6th-round pick, like I said, to use in a Brandon Manning deal, turn him into a 7th. Well, guess what? Now you've got a 7th to attach to Kyle Brodziak, swap a 7th. And you see how it just kind of climbs around, and realistically, well, guess what? You are not owed a pick. The Oilers don't lose a pick from any of their 7 rounds in such a scenario. Now, if you can somehow build this up, do this big, and as much as I'm torn on this whole Sam Gagner issue, do you trade him? Do you keep him? What do you do with Sam Gagner? Well, guys, simple. Guess what? If you can get this ball rolling all the way to a Sam Gagner deal, maybe you have Sam Gagner and a 2nd-round pick in which you go out and get something that you want. Sam Gagner and a 2nd-round pick for a top 6 winger. I know. Hold on. That sounds ludicrous. But I'm sorry. I've come up with some crazy stuff. But Milan Lucic with only 12.5% retained for James Neal, pretty much straight up a conditional pick in there, but it's conditional if James Neal is good, which we're banking on him being. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, that is unreal. So the fact that maybe you can flip, if you're Ken Holland, all the way up through the rest of the summer to Sam Gagner and a 2nd-round pick for a 2nd-line forward, smells like scoring to me. Tell me about that. So, guys, that's the thing. That's my theory. That's where I'm rolling. This is maybe just the start of the rest of the summer for Ken Holland. Now, obviously, maybe not. Maybe we don't see a single move the rest of the summer. We are on July 26th. Guys, we're 5, 31, 36, 50 days. Give it 50 days to the opening of Edmonton Oilers training camp. You know what? I'll declare it. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 days at this point till the NHL season unofficially kicks off with training camps. So, Ken Holland has a lot to do between now and then. So, does this get the ball rolling? Or, in your mind, is this just an insignificant move in which nothing's really happening tangible here? Forget about it. It ain't going to be anything of value anyways. Dust off my shoes. Move on. That's the question. And for me, like I said, I know where I stand. I don't know where you guys stand. But the other side of this too is you got to think about all these other unsigned players. So all these other unsigned players the Oilers have, do they go out and do this with all of them? Given that we have all these new draft picks in this year, and we have such a good prospect pool, and we've signed Getal Oss and Mr. Joachim Nørgaard, well, what do? Do we do that? Do we try and... Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, that's where I'm going to try and end it here because I really don't have anything else to say. However, crossed 6,900 subscribers, so I got to update that. That says 6,800. The new goal is indeed 7,000. Guys, want to say briefly, because it's my first video since crossing 6,900, how much your support over the past year has meant, because we've been pretty much doing this for a full year, and guys, the results have been absolutely unreal. The amount of views coming in, the amount of discussion, the amount of subscribers, everything has been meaning the world to me. A year ago yesterday, I crossed 6,000 subscribers. Now sitting at 6,905 at time of recording this video. Guys, the world is opening up. We're getting more Oilers fans in here daily. I can't wait to see what the season brings. That's why I mentioned 50 days to go. Guys, We're going for it. It's going to be a great season. I'm Tyson, this is Stolen TV, guys. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments section below on this John Marino trade. Is it something you're excited about? Is it something you think there's more to? Is it insignificant? Like I said, let me know in the comments section down below. Bits is scratching at the door, so I'm going to go. I'm Tyson, this is Stolen TV. I am up on out of here.